In this video, I'm going to be providing some commentary over one of my live DJ sets, explaining exactly what I do when I DJ live. You can also see in the bottom left hand corner here, I have the record box screen, so you can see exactly what I'm doing with my tracks behind the scenes. You can see exactly how I mix my tracks, how I bring them in, and how I set my hot cues. And hopefully this can really help you if you're a beginner DJ or just a DJ in general, to be able to see my point of view when I'm doing a live DJ set as a professional DJ. So just to give you a quick bit of context about this DJ set, the section of the DJ set that we're going to watch is during around peak time in a nightclub in the UK. This is part of a 5-hour DJ set, and I'm around 2 hours into the DJ set, and I'm around 15 minutes into dance and house music. Before this, I played hip hop and R&B to warm the audience up, and now we're picking up the tempo a little bit, so you'll find that I'll be mixing a little bit faster and layering vocals over the top of other tracks a little bit more to keep the audience hooked and keep the audience entertained. We're DJing to a general crowd that are just out to have a good time in a local nightclub, so it's not like DJing a festival. I will be playing more commercial tunes to try and keep the audience entertained as much as possible by playing tracks that they are familiar with. Alright, now with that being said, let's get into the DJ set. Alright, so this is where we finished off on the last video where I did the commentary on this set. And what you'll notice here on the track One More Time is there's part of the track in the middle that has no vocals. So what I do here is I get a vocal loop on the track, do it to it, and I'm just going to fill in that little gap with the vocals and then mix into the next track using that vocal loop. This is a technique I like to use when a track has no vocals in, and I can isolate some vocals of another track. It just keeps the audience entertained and fills in them gaps where tracks have no vocals in. So if you have a listen to this now. So just using that loop of that vocal over the top of the track one more time to fill in that gap. And then, because we are DJing to the general public, someone's asking me for a request there, I think, just talking to me. But I try and finish the mix off while still trying to listen to what they're saying. But you can see me use the loop there of the vocal over the top of the other track just to fill in that gap and make it a little bit more entertaining. And then we're just going to go straight away into the next track. Like I said, I want to keep it nice and fast, nice and impactful here at peak time in this nightclub. And sometimes that's all it's needed from one track. And hopefully what you can see there as well is my hot cue system that I set up to make sure that my timing is perfect for every mix that I do. For me, I personally think timing is the most important thing when it comes to mixing two tracks together when DJing in an environment like this, and then your mixing comes second.
I'm looking for a man in finance.
How you'll time your tracks from one track to the other is what I really think makes the most impact in your DJ set, making sure you keep that momentum going, flowing from one track to the other, so there's no flat parts in your DJ set.
6'5", I'm looking for a man in finance. I'm looking for a man in finance.
Then just as the chorus ends here, we go into the next track's break. And it's got that catchy hook and that catchy melody, but it has no vocals, and this is where I'm going to use an a cappella of another track and just put that a cappella over the top of this track just to fill in that gap. Make it a little bit more entertaining and give the audience something else to hook onto when they're on the dance floor. So I have two loops set up there. One's a shorter loop for the build-ups like this, and then back into the drop with the longer loop. And then just changing it up that shorter loop as well. And what I'm going to do now is use this a cappella to bridge between two different tracks.
you wanna party, raise your hands higher. The roof is on fire. If you wanna party, raise your hands higher.
So this next track I brought in doesn't have any vocals in either, and I just used that a cappella to let it play by itself and then bring the next track in at full volume. And I'm using that a cappella to layer over the top of both tracks. And I also used it to link them two tracks together. Using that shorter loop for the build up, and then as the track drops, going back into that longer loop again. So just keep switching that loop up so it doesn't get too repetitive for the audience. And then just at the end of this drop section, I'm going to go into another a cappella. It's just a short snippet of a track where it isolates a vocal. Now, normally I would let that little bit of a vocal play over the top of this part of the track, but I'm hearing the audience sing along to the melody of this track. Da, 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 da. So I let that play by itself, and I decide not to play that vocal. And sometimes I'll go from this vocal into the track Sweet Dreams. But I'm just flicking through my tracks now, just deciding what to play next, and I decide not to play the track Sweet Dreams. And instead go into a different track. This is all part of DJing live. You can have certain routines and certain structures to go off, but when you DJ live, you do have to DJ on the fly, and I've decided to play a different track now. This is one good thing about the systems that I set up on my tracks. The hotkeys that I set up allow me to DJ flexibly and mix any track into any track, as they all overlap and lock together perfectly. Alright, now what I do next is what I call a drop swap mix, where I let both tracks build up at the same time, and instead of it dropping on the original track, I let the other track drop, so I actually swap over the drop. So right now Seven Nation Army is playing to the audience, but I'll build the track losing it up at the same time, and let that track drop instead. You'll see that both the tracks' drops will come on the screen at the same time, and I'll switch from one track to the other. So now both tracks are building up. And you can see just here now that both tracks drop at the same time, but instead of letting the track Seven Nation Army drop, I drop into the track losing it. Alright, so what I've got there is another a cappella again, over the top of the track, losing it, because losing it doesn't have any vocals in. So again, it's just a little something extra to keep the audience hooked. And now what I'll do is I'll switch to the next track, which also has a vocal at the start of it. I let that vocal build up the track and then just pull it out just before it drops. Like I said, it's a very fast, very impactful part of the DJ set, and I want to try and keep the energy as high as possible. And then I'll mix into the next track just as the melody comes in on the track Pump It Up. Alright, now I just want to make a point that I don't DJ like this all the time, and this is not the standard. Like I mentioned, this is the peak time in a club, so I want to try and keep the audience entertained and the energy high as much as possible. I do other videos like this where I commentate on other DJ sets, such as at pool parties and at beach bars, and you'll see there that I DJ a lot slower and let tracks play in a lot fuller, so context does matter. Now what you'll see now is the track Pump It Up, the vocal will go out, and I'll put the vocal of the track Satisfaction over the top. Again, just filling that gap out so there's no flat parts in the DJ set. Always trying to keep the audience entertained and keep them hooked. And what I'll do here is I'll set a loop on the track Pump It Up, just because the vocals started fading back in. And I don't want two clashes of vocals. Alright, so what I'm touching there on the left is just the lights. They are set to automatic, but I like to go from slow, medium and fast depending on the type of song and at what point in the song I'm at. So there I just went to a bit faster as the track dropped. Alright, so what I do mixing out of the track Satisfaction is there's a part at the middle of the track where it just has vocals. And again, as you're picking up with a little bit of a theme here, especially at this part of my DJ set, I set a loop over that vocal and then bring the next track in at full volume over a break. It's quite an impactful mix and it gets a good reaction from the audience. And it keeps things entertaining for myself as well. Now it is an automatic loop, so that means it'll activate automatically. And then I get the next track ready and bring it in at full volume in phrase.
Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction. Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction. Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction.
Alright, there we go. That's a creative way to mix that in. And this, what I bring in next, is actually a mashup that I've made myself. So it's a mashup between Heads Will Roll and When Love Takes Over. Again, just filling in that gap. And putting that vocal of When Love Takes Over the top of that break. It's also a very shortened version of this track, just again to keep that energy high at peak time. So I'm going to bring that next track in, Bonkers, with a 16-beat loop because the intro is only 16 beats long, and this is one reason why I like using loops, because it stays in time with the track and I can exit the loop when I'm ready, just like now, and the timing will still be perfect. Into the next track, Bonkers, again very fast, very high energy mixing. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to watch more videos like this of me commentating over my live DJ sets, then feel free to check this video out next. I'll actually include the first part of this DJ set up here now, so you can watch that next if you do want to. But thanks for watching, I hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now.